Hi, and welcome to Amy's Opinions. Today I'm joined by my daughter Maggie and my friend Oscar, and we are going to be talking about social media and the impacts it has on news, on fake news, on health for young children, teenagers, adults, and how addictive it can be. So bear in mind, we're doing the social media right now, and we've discovered that we can change our backgrounds. So let's dive into this.
Totally discovered.
When I was a child or a teenager, that's when the internet was done. And I remember the first thing that anyone did was MySpace or AOL chat or AIM is what it was called. And then you had your chat rooms and you had your predators, you had everything like that. And we were naive. I mean, anything that was on the internet was great. What was it like for you guys?
Work.
Yeah.
Like the first time I really ever started using the internet was for schoolwork when they gave us the tablets and then the computers or Chromebooks that we had to use for schoolwork.
Right, but I'm talking social media. So for me, my social media was getting on with my friends and doing chat rooms or getting onto anonymous chat rooms. Like, I wanted to learn about sharks, so I try to find a marine biology chat room. You know, watching videos. There wasn't a lot of videos on the internet when it was first started. It was pretty tame compared to what you have now. Because like now we're all sitting, Maggie and I are in the same room, but we have two different backgrounds. Oscar's all the way across country, and we're now seeing us video chat live. So when I talk about social media, it's not just Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, which I think Twitter's kind of out of.
X now.
Okay, so I'm not talking about YouTube. A lot of people now are going away from having TV shows and going to YouTube for their TV shows or their podcasts or things like that. You have more streaming services. That's all online. But for the social media, I'm talking about the news and how it impacts people. Like Maggie, when you were in middle school, there was that YouTuber who tried to commit suicide or attempted a suicide attempt online, and that was all over the middle school.
I never watched that one.
Oh, but you told me that people were watching that.
Yeah, because it's what was going around. Even now today, a lot of people feel the need to live stream or stream every little thing that's going on in their lives. And that does include some pretty disturbing stuff if you look hard enough. Now, I've never looked hard enough to find that, but people do it.
Well, now we have like the OnlyFans page, and I hear you can make money off of that, but I think that's not an appropriate thing that I want my child to do.
Well, technically, OnlyFans isn't just supposed to be for pornography. It's just
Is that what it is?
yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
just,
for feet pictures.
well, I mean, yeah, you can selfie pictures on OnlyFans, but OnlyFans was meant to be where you could do anything, which included pornography, and that's why it's kind of known now as a porn site because people only heard that you could use it for pornography, so now they only use it for that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Like it was meant to be a site where like creators could go and like their fans could pay extra for like
Oscar, stop laughing at me.
specialty videos or like specialty content that they weren't going to share on other social media.
Did you know it was a porn site?
Yeah, I did. Like Maggie said, it wasn't originally intended to be one. It was like
Well, how
people
did
like
you guys know it was a porn site? What are you guys
it's
watching?
it's a common meme nowadays. It's a common
Yeah.
joke.
Plus, I went to high school when it started really kicking off. So that's how I found
So
out.
when people say, "Oh, we should have an OnlyFans so we can write people's names with our feet as a good retirement thing," that's really for porn?
I mean,
Yeah, well,
if
at
you're,
least
I
I
shouldn't be
guess.
going around and telling my coworkers I need an OnlyFans site.
well, I mean, you don't have to use it for porn.
No,
You can use it for other reasons. It's just it's a more popular site for that.
it's yeah, more common for that type of consumption.
If you're selling feet pictures, the people who are buying it aren't going to use it for anything really other than something inappropriate.
All right, you know what? I'm uncomfortable with the way this is going. Let's talk about some other social media things.
Like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I know TikTok was huge for a while because of the ban it got.
Because of the what?
It got banned.
And then, like, not even a full 24 hours later, it was back up and
But the
running.
reason why it was banned is a way of doing propaganda from another country into our system, and it was spreading
Misinformation?
misinformation, and it was doing all kinds of other things that, like we could be giving information that we shouldn't be giving out to countries that are not necessarily allies. And so it wasn't on a secure server because it wasn't a server through the United States. And so it was banned while we got the server up and running. So that's why it had a 24-hour ban. I know we haven't done TikTok because at the time, before they switched it over to a US server, we just haven't done TikTok. Now we'll do, if we wanted a TikTok, I'd be fine with that. But I'm not fine with YouTube having an OnlyFans site.
We don't have
I
OnlyFans.
don't have one.
No.
Hi,
You know
Lewis.
of it.
Now we're joined by
Are
my
you
son,
sure
Lewis.
about that, Maggie?
So,
Oh,
I don't have an OnlyFans, and why would you want to know?
so Lewis, I'm glad you're joining us. We're trying to do a podcast real quick about before.
this is going a really dark turn. I think we should restart. It got really weird.
So this podcast, Lou. So what we found
Mm-hmm.
is that we're doing one on social media. And did you know OnlyFans was for porn?
I mean, I heard about it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why don't you guys tell me this stuff? This is like when I used to go to work and tell people I work with that we're gonna Netflix and chill because I thought that meant we're gonna, what are you doing this weekend? I'm gonna go home with the kids and Netflix and chill. You guys need to keep me up to date on this stuff.
It's
Ooh,
not
that
our
gave me a
job.
headache. Ah, why are you? That's good. This is giving me a headache.
To be fair, for the Netflix and chill, I was too young to actually know what it was supposed to mean. But, even at school, we were supposed to do an assignment in our advisories for different types of health, and ours was social health. And someone wanted to do, only friends, where you kind of like speed dating, but with people that you're supposed to make friends with, not actually date, and wanted to call it Only Friends. Yeah, the teacher shut it down pretty quickly. She was like, no, because then people told her that what OnlyFans was.
All right,
You know,
let's
OnlyFans
change the
didn't start
pornography.
off as the only porn site.
That's what.
Originally, it was
Yeah,
meant
it
to
wasn't
Whoa,
pay
hold on.
for videos to see
It
how
wasn't
things are
supposed
done.
to be.
Yeah.
But that's also kind of a danger of social media, is because it is the site that anyone can download. And so long as you're willing to pay, there's really no way of restricting that, plus it goes into other social medias, like on Instagram and Facebook, for instance. On their site, it says that you can't sign up until you're 13.
For OnlyFans?
No, for
No.
Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Yes,
And I'm
Mom.
sure OnlyFans, they do have an age limit of when you can sign up for that. But, in elementary school, even people had Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, because they were lying about their age on the social media so that way they could create that account.
I'm sorry, I'm still flabbergasted about OnlyFans. How addictive is social media?
Pretty addictive, I would say.
Lou, I know you don't get on Facebook but you get on and look at a lot of memes, right?
Yeah.
Do you use any social media? Okay, what about you, Oscar?
I have a little bit. I used to be like scrolling on Instagram a lot, but now I'm cutting down on my phone time, so I've been
Is
really
Oscar
ignoring my
even
phone,
here?
which I've been really good about.
All right, do you think social media is addictive?
Yeah, 'cause it's just constant information just flowing, keeping your brain entertained. And for a lot of people, it's really easy to get stuck just scrolling, even though, like, I know I have to get up and do stuff. Like, it was just easy to keep on scrolling. So it can be addicting. And like right now, it feels like an addiction to keeping off my phone. And it's really hard to. And I text a lot of people, keep in contact with as much as I can too. And social media is one way to keep up with it.
Now, do you consider YouTube social media?
Yes, because it is media consumption and you are acting in a social
So, Lewis, you
environment.
do social media because you do watch YouTube.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
but I
if you
don't
post and
actively
comment and
participate
everything.
in it.
Lou,
There's
I can hear you
passive
guys
and
speak up.
active.
I don't actively participate in it.
Technically, by watching videos, you do, though.
So
You're
if you're watching
consuming
videos
but
on
not
YouTube,
participating.
you're watching social media, correct?
I'm watching camping
How do we
videos.
verify that what we see online? Son, you gotta speak up. I can hardly hear you.
I
How do
can't
we
hear you
verify that what
either.
you see online?
Sound.
My sound is
Okay, but let's stop arguing. How do you verify what you see online is actually true?
Fact check it.
But how can you fact check it?
Google.
You have to look it up and
All
do
right,
more
but
research.
what parts of Google work?
So I know they say to stay away from .com and .org if you want something that's actually going to be verifiable. Go more towards .edu and .gov if you want something to be more verifiable.
So you're saying the government's always going to be honest with the public?
No, but they're more likely to than like a .com site like Wikipedia.
Well,
Plus, you
Wikipedia,
can
anyone
look
can go on there and change it, correct?
Wikipedia, you can change it. And, there's also, you can look up Google Scholar, you can find peer-reviewed journal articles, go on JSTOR, ProQuest, sites that will have academic journals and articles that you can look at.
Okay. Lewis, Mr. I don't use social media. How do you verify the information you have is correct?
Google.
That's just going to be your answer, Google.
Yeah.
So you do memes, you watch YouTube videos, you show me YouTube videos. How did you know OnlyFans was porn?
I went to high school.
So you found out in high school that OnlyFans was porn.
Yeah.
I think it came out after you graduated, though.
So you're telling me that we have the social platform that high school students are now using to look up porn.
I mean,
Oh,
at
it
this
was-
point,
did
it's
come out
like
in
middle
2016.
schoolers now too, but
Okay, and you guys found this out and you didn't bother to let your mom know?
Well, because then you would start asking us, well, how do you know that it's porn? What are you doing on that site?
Oscar, why are you turning red?
That's another Thanksgiving.
Well, I think another danger of social media too is that it makes people comfortable with oversharing. Like, for instance, I did have a middle school teacher who told my 8th grade class that she did porn. And like 2 years later, she ended up getting fired because other kids ended up looking up her porn and watching it in class. So she had 8th graders, like, she didn't tell them to look it up, but just by telling them that she did it, they had looked it up and started watching it in class.
So, do you think social media is a way of oversharing, or do you think it makes people more comfortable because they're in their own home doing things?
I think it makes people comfortable with oversharing, and that does transfer into their actual lives outside of social media. Because, like I said, I did have a teacher that admitted to us that she did porn, and that did lead to kids looking it up. I never looked it up because that's
All
personally.
right, Lewis and Oscar, you guys are boys. If you're in 8th grade and you had a teacher say, "Hey, I did porn," would you guys look that up?
Lewis,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
mic's off.
It would probably cross my mind, but I don't think I would
You
act
sure?
on it.
You would, Lou?
No.
That's not what that looks like with that grin on your face.
Only because Maggie
saying
got
you
my
wouldn't be
mic turned
curious if-
off.
No, you wouldn't be curious if you had a teacher who said, "Hey, I was a porn star back in the day." You guys want to try to look that up and see what's going on? As teenage boys.
I
Not
I will admit, it will cross my mind, but I know I wouldn't act on it. I was like, oh,
I
that's kind of
remember
weird.
you as a teenage boy. Lewis, I remember you as a teenage boy. You want to be
Was I
honest?
like that though? I don't think I was.
I remember a certain pool party. I'm just saying there was towels in strategic places.
That's as a
Do you think social media is going to continue to grow as fast as it's growing?
yeah, I think so. It's
Because I know, we used to have MySpace, and then MySpace went away to Facebook. Do you think Facebook's going to go away?
it's just gonna evolve into something else. Like Instagram's the child of Facebook, some people call it, because it's the Facebook company building a new website for the younger generation, and it's gonna evolve to something else. So it kind of outgrows with the different generations. Like the first thing that came out was MySpace, and that's kind of dying out right now, and it is almost dead. But I work with a diverse group of coworkers, and they talk about MySpace. I remember my brothers getting MySpace, but I never had one on my own.
Well, see, I never had a MySpace. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't allowed to have one when I was a teenager. But we did do Facebook mainly because we were military and we were all away from family. And I set it up so the extended family could see the kids' pictures and post things growing up. That was what I thought social media was about. I didn't realize it was going to be easier access for porn. I didn't realize it'd have like alien porn on YouTube or videos on YouTube. I didn't realize that all the fake news, the internet I don't think the internet was made for fake news initially. It was made as a way of sharing information. And now we have fake news stories.
Well, like, it kind of goes too. OnlyFans wasn't created just for people to do porn, it was created for people to do other things. But it evolved where it became so easy to do that, especially when COVID hit. A lot of people turn to social media to become content creators, and some people turn to OnlyFans to do that.
You keep saying OnlyFans, and you're now in college, and I'm a little bit worried about you.
Okay, first off, I don't have OnlyFans.
Gonna
If
say
I
you
did,
can
I
make
would
a
sell feet
killing by
pictures to pay
selling
for
their feet
school.
pics.
Do you know I hear people fart in bags and they sell that?
Yeah.
It gets
Someone
okay.
was
So my
selling their
People
thing
are
with
bath
free.
water.
my
What?
thing with
Oh yeah,
social
I heard
media.
where someone was putting their bathwater in like soap.
That was
Mhm.
that was when Lou and I were in high school.
No, there's like some celebrity that it just came out that that's what she's doing. She's making
They're
soap.
doing that again.
Yeah, they're doing
So?
that again.
Oh, okay. No,
We
last time it
couldn't
was
have a
just like a jar of
monitor
water.
on social media, like a rating like we did with the movies. So like movies you used to have your G movies, your PG, PG-13, your R, and then your X and your triple X. Do you think social media sites should have the same type of ratings?
I think it would be difficult for them to.
So you think there's no way of governing social media?
No, because it's
Unless
really
it's
like
like a
human free
state-funded social
will.
media.
Plus, it's easy
Yeah,
to
it's
lie about
very
your
free
age.
will. And right now it's a lot of independent companies, so they really don't have much restraint on their websites unless they themselves enforce it. Like Instagram have all now media has monitoring and for copyright and other reasons. Like Instagram doesn't allow the show of weapons or violence and it would get reported and stuff like that because it's all free will of man, and if there's a will there's a way for everything in concept by social media and in real life, and it really shows where humanity can go to in the mindset because our social consumption reflects that mindset.
Okay, now let me ask you a theological question. Do you think as social media grows, the internet grows, AI grows, do you think that we're going to lose sight of God?
In the spiritual sense, yeah, you can because you have no. Hold on, give me a second to collect my
Do
thought.
you think
In
it's
a sense,
easier to give into temptation and watch bad people do bad things and not do good things?
Yeah.
yeah,
And like people are going to post more bad things versus good things to get the likes or the attention that they need on social media to get whatever they feel like they need to be justified with.
yep. You see, it was a huge deal. I think like in the early 2010 teens era, a YouTuber posted dead bodies in a foreign country where it was common to commit suicide in the woods. And he posted a video of that, and he got crazy whiplash, both positive and negative, but still made him famous, and he kept that fame.
What do you think, Lou?
Well, seeing how people are already using AI to farm accounts to, boost others people's sense of ego, thinking they have more followers than they already do, it's already happening.
Okay, Maggie?
Yeah, I think no matter what, you're going to get those bad videos and post on social media. And just because a lot of people will post that and stuff, and you are going to get those posts that appear on your feed and stuff. And other than reporting it, there's not much that you can do. So yeah, I think it makes it easier for people to post those things and all that because it is difficult to restrict what gets shown on social media. Like, yes, you can have community guidelines like on Instagram and stuff where you're not supposed to post anything that could be considered as pornography. But even then, when that post is posted, if it gets cleared by the Instagram monitors, you're going based on what is somebody else's definition of it, if it gets reported or not.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to end this podcast on social media. I think maybe in the future we'll do one based on, maybe narrow it down. This is more just of a broad kind of discussion. But thank you so much. I'm going to end this session for right now, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.